would you come away from the film study and say, yeah, you know what, I'm really pleased with that?
Yeah, I feel like the offense as a whole had a great game. Offensive line opening up holes and protecting me and Bryce, and then receivers making plays when the number was called. I feel like we had a pretty good offensive performance overall.
At 6'5", you probably don't have many balls batted down. What does happen when you have a ball batted down? What's that the result of?
I think a lot of people kind of. It's obviously my fault, but a lot of people forget that those guys on defense are 6'5" too, and so when they get pretty close to you, they put their long arms up, and it's a little bit different. Just because I'm 6'5" doesn't mean I can throw it over the Hulk or somebody. So, but yeah, I've got to find a way to get the ball around those guys.
Well, the second one, the guy was coming at you.
Yeah.
So that was the first one. What happened there?
The first one we had just a kind of a shallow cross, and you kind of want to body up tight ends, and I was throwing the jab and just wanted to give him the ball as quick as possible, and kind of threw it maybe a little sidearm, I don't know, but I've got to find a way to get over that guy.
Well, this offense, what's it like again? I know you spoke before about having these running backs at your disposal, but having now going through it with Chubb and Sony and Keith, and what is it like for a quarterback sport? I feel like you have to do everything all by yourself out on the field.
We've got a lot of weapons, and our stable of running backs is they're amazing. All of them, all 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 of them. And it seems like you just rotate those guys in, and definitely takes a little pressure off.
Was part of you, though, kind of, I don't know, maybe selfishly wanting to go out and really kind of show what you could do, throw for 250 yards, 300 yards, and show?
As long as we get a win, I really don't care how we do it.
You've been on an offense in a while that's thrown it 38 out of 52 or whatever the case was?
I've thrown it, I think, 38 times, but usually when you're throwing it that many times, it's for a lot of, I guess, negative reasons outside of that. So, I'm totally fine with just winning the ball game.
Have you studied some Vandy game film from last year, or just their first week?
We've studied, we've broken down probably 5 or 6 games from last year and this past game.
You noticing any adjustments that they have with the coordinator change?
Their head coach is their coordinator now, and I think they went up about 15% when it came to pressures on first and second down. So just little things here and there.
How comfortable are you with all the trust that's put in the position in this offense with you to not only make the checks but also to call out other things as well?
Yeah, I'm gaining comfort every day, but I feel really comfortable with the offense. I love the game plans that Coach Shoddy puts together, and I feel really comfortable and confident in that game plan.
When it comes to those play cards, is that something new for you, or was it something you have a similar system at Virginia?
No, it was all wristband at Virginia, and so the signals and all the different kinds of signals that we have is definitely new. But I love it, just kind of the no huddle up tempo stuff, being able to have that up tempo, but then also kind of slow it down a little bit. I love being able to change tempos like that.
Was that something Shoddy suggested, or he brought in when he arrived here?
To be honest, I don't know. I think they did some no-huddle stuff before he got here.
Sure.
What's it like having Coach Schottenheimer on the sideline? I mean, you can see and hear him verbalize what's going on. How much does that help you think?
Yeah, I love him being on the sideline, being able to come off after every series and talk with him and just communicate what I saw versus what he saw, and just kind of talking about the next series that way. It's definitely makes our job a little bit easier.
Have you guys talked about what that might be like on the road? Since he was able to yell a few things into the sideline this past week, it's not going to be as quiet this coming week. I mean, is that possible still, or do you have hand signals or anything like that?
We've got tons of different kinds of signals, so however we have to communicate it, we'll make sure we get that done.
You played in some different environments. At Florida State, I know probably some smaller crowds in the ACC as well. What do you make of, I guess, going to it? It's like probably going to be less than half of what you played in front of this past week. How do you, does any of that stuff factor into how you go out there?
No, we're going to go out there kind of with the same mindset. We might try, if it's too loud, we might try, the silent cadences like everybody does, but we're just kind of worried about Georgia and playing our game.
Virginia is not a really big stadium either.
I think it was 65.
Right, but sometimes even 40,000, right? I mean,
yeah.
Grayson, I think your first ball went to Godwin the other day. How has he done, and Are y'all kind of bonding now that, I mean, y'all are both new to this?
Yeah, he's had a great camp, and I think 3 catches in his first game. So he's translating his talents, translating over seamlessly from high school to college, and he's going to be a great asset for us.
Did any of your teammates or former coaches at Virginia reach out to you this weekend?
Several of my old teammates were communicating back and forth over the weekend. I think Matt Johns and I, the quarterback over there, talked several times this weekend, even after our games, just talking about other games that we're on. Just I have great relationships with those guys still, and love those guys, and wish them the best of luck and all the success that they can have.
What about around here? Do people recognize you and come up and talk to you yet? Or?
Maybe a couple, but I'm still walking around and just enjoying me. So
You can actually go out and grab some supper somewhere and nobody will know who you are. And
if they do, they don't come up and say anything. So I don't know.
You probably don't want it to stay that way, right? I mean, if you want to win a ball game.
I would love to win ball games, but I'd love for it to stay that way.
Vandy lost a quarterback at the end of spring. Did they reach out to you when you were looking for a place to play?
I don't know. They might have talked to my high school coach. I think I remember something like that, but I never was in contact with him.
What do you think you did best on Saturday?
I think it's a bad term, but when you got guys like we have, my goal is to get us in the best play possible and get the ball in their hands. So just managing the game in that regard, getting us in the right run checks, and just trying to just help the team win any way possible, leading in every situation that